Hey, what's up? Welcome back. Today I've got just an absolutely unhinged book haul. And first, I'd like to thank the sponsor of this video, ADHD and impulsive spending. You can use Domi15 to save. No, I'm kidding. That was so stupid. I'm so sorry. But basically, we had our annual Bestie Fall festivities weekend last weekend, and we went absolutely rogue. We went to every bookstore we could. We didn't have time to go to the Book Loft though, which is honestly rude because that's the best bookstore. If you know, you know. But basically, we just had no shelf control, and here we are. That was so stupid. I cannot with myself, and if y'all unsubscribe, I get it. Oh, also sorry if it's weird that this isn't a front-facing video. I just don't have it in me to change my filming setup right now. And also, I have unresolved trauma from when I used to do movie review videos. Also, I should also just preface this whole haul by saying that I have no idea how to do book hauls, so just sorry about this whole video, honestly, but hopefully y'all still enjoy it because I am excited to share all the books that I got. So first and foremost, I got this book club journal on Amazon. I will link it down below if any of y'all are interested in it, but Sarah and I are in a book club. Sometimes Michelle is in it too, but it's mainly just me and Sarah. Michelle is our other best friend. But it's called the Baba Book Club because if there's one thing about me, it's that I love a good wordplay. So I got this book club journal. It's super cute. There's like a little book cover where you can write the title and give your rating. The only thing is though, it's out of 4 stars, not 5, which is like stressful. So I may have to get some like stickers or something from Etsy to go over that. But yeah, so you can rate it there. And then there are like little prompts that you can fill in, and then just your like general thoughts about the book. And then if you do have like an actual book club with like meetings, there are like places where you can write notes and stuff. Back during lockdown, we used to do our book clubs on FaceTime, so I'm not sure if we'll like revive that. Right now, we're pretty much just doing it on TheStorygraph. I'm very pro Storygraph. Goodreads just stressed me out, and it looks like it was made in 1993 and then just never updated, and that's just, I couldn't handle that. So I am on the Storygraph, so I will leave my link down below if any of y'all want to add me there. So yeah, this is very cute. I'm very excited to get into this. Obviously I log everything digitally too, but like you just can't beat like being able to like physically write down stuff, which if you're subscribed to me, you're probably a planner person, so you get it. Okay, so on to the actual books. This first little section is basically just my October TBR. So first and definitely foremost, we have Daisy Jones and the Six by Taylor Jenkins Reid. And this is unequivocally by far the book that I'm most stoked for in this entire like 30 plus book haul. Like it just seems like it has such strong, almost famous energy. So yeah, basically it's a coming of age book about an up and coming band in LA in the 60s, and it's written interview style. So like the whole book is written like an interview. So yeah, very, very strong, almost famous vibes. I know I talk about Almost Famous all the time, but it is my favorite movie of all time. Nothing will ever come close. If you don't know what it is, basically this 15-year-old kid gets hired by Rolling Stone and goes on tour with an up-and-coming band and writes about it for Rolling Stone. And it's perfection. So yeah, I have very, very, very high hopes for this book. So very stoked for that. Okay, so my second most anticipated book of this whole haul is Furia by Shamile Saeed Mendez. And first of all, this cover is just beautiful. But basically it is about a girl in Argentina, and she is a soccer prodigy, but her parents are very, very strict and they don't even know that she plays soccer. And she lives in the shadow of her soccer star brother. And then she also has a soccer superstar boyfriend who plays for Juventus. So I guess this is just kind of like her finding herself and her place in the soccer world and making a name for herself. And this just has unhinged reviews. Like, everybody loves this book from all of the reviews that I've watched and read, and like everybody just says like it's just such a good, empowering book for girls and women. So I'm very stoked to read this. So next I have Horror Hotel by Victoria Fulton and Faith McLaren. And basically it's just about a group of YouTube ghost hunters and their antics. And this was the first book that Sarah and I book clubbed this month. I just finished it a couple days ago, and I have a lot to say about this book, and none of it is good, not to be rude. But yeah, I have a lot of thoughts and opinions, and I know I said I wasn't gonna do book reviews, but if I do an October book wrap up, just know that this book is the reason why. Okay, so next I have There's Someone Inside Your House by Stephanie Perkins. It's just a YA slasher thriller. Okay, well, I don't know if it's a thriller. That was just a full freestyle, but it is a slasher book, and I'm about a third of the way through. It's the book that Sarah and I are currently book clubbing, and no complaints so far, enjoying it quite well so far. Next, I have Challenge by Amy Dawes, and this cover is just so unhinged, but yeah, I guess this is book one of a 5-part series, and it's obviously a soccer romance. I've been hearing so many people talk about The Deal lately. I forget who that's by, but like, you know, like the hockey college romance. So I ordered that. It's on its way. But then I was like, there's gotta be soccer romances. So I got on the little googly goog, and this series came up, and I was like, say less. I really don't know anything about this series, and I don't know if this is like smutty, like the cover suggests that it is, but like I'm a soccer girly, and the Crew did not make the playoffs this year, RIP. So I need something to fill my time between now and the World Cup. I've actually read the first couple pages, and it's like surprisingly funny, which I was not expecting. So this is going to be the book that I pepper in when I need a break from the other books. So that was everything for my like October TBR, and probably a little bit into November as well. Oh my God, I'm looking at my stacks over there, and I still have 3 more to get through. This is going to be the longest video. I am so sorry. BRB, I'm gonna go grab the next stack real quick. Okay, so hopping into this next stack here, first I've got Columbus Noir, which is basically just an anthology book about dark and gritty stories that take place in different Columbus neighborhoods. And I'm not gonna lie, like, the main reason I bought this is that I live in Columbus, so it's like cool that like I've been to all of these places. Like, it even talks about like the book loft in here, which I talked about earlier. But yeah, I'm very stoked for this. I think there are like 13 short stories in here, so yeah, that will be very interesting. So next I've got My Best Friend's Exorcism by Grady Hendrix, which is a book that I've been seeing a lot of people talk about lately, and this is 100% a book that I bought for the cover. It's so cool and nostalgic, and it's fun, you know? But yeah, this just seems like a very campy horror comedy, so very excited for that. And then, so I got this on Amazon. But while we were at Books A Million, I made Sarah get this so that we could book club it together. And then while we were in that section, I saw The Final Girl Support Group, also by Grady Hendrix. And so we got this to book club together too, mainly because in college we took this class called Pop Culture Women in Action, and it was basically how women are portrayed in horror and action, pop culture, and all of that kind of stuff, and all of the tropes within those genres. And it was just a really cool class. And not to be dramatic, but that professor and that class are like the foundation of our friendship. Like, we loved that professor so much. Like, we graduated 7 years ago and we still talk about him regularly. So basically, I don't even know what this is about. I didn't even read the description, to be honest, but we got this in honor of that professor and that class, and I think it's just gonna be something really fun to book club. Next, I've got Blackout, which has like the prettiest cover. Like, that just really subtle metallic shift is so pretty. I'm obsessed. And actually, I didn't realize this when I bought this, but it's actually a collection of short stories. I don't know why the 76 authors on the front of the book did not tip me off to that, but it is just a collection of short stories about a blackout in New York City, and just all of the kind of like intertwining stories, I guess. And if there's one thing I love, it is a story about one night that just changes everything. So I'm very stoked for this. And I actually like that it's an anthology series or book, because I feel like that will make it a lot easier for my little pea brain to get through. So very, very stoked for that one. Next, I've got Hello From Here by Chandler Baker and Wesley King. And I don't know too much about this book. I don't think I've ever really heard anyone talk about it, but the cover for sure drew me in. I just think it's so cute. But basically, it is a pandemic, socially distanced romance, and I don't know if it's too soon for a pandemic rom-com, but it seems like a cute book and a cute story. Okay, so next we've got 1,000 Miles by Bridget Morrissey, and this is another one that I don't really know too much about. I don't think I even read the back cover on this, but like second chances and a road trip, say less. Okay, next we have Better Than the Movies by Lynn Painter, and this was another complete impulse buy that I have never heard anything about, but the cover is just so cute and like really just drew me in with this like little Say Anything reference here. Like, that's one of my favorite movies, so I was like, say less. This is another one where I don't think I even read the back of the book, but reading it now, it seems really cute. It looks like it's just like a childhood best friend to lovers kind of thing. So yeah, it seems very, very cute. So next I got Beach Read by Emily Henry, which I don't know much about this one either, but I feel like people love it. And I figured since I got People We Meet on Vacation, I might as well scoop this too. And I love a good beach read, and it's literally called Beach Read, so like, why not, you know? So then I've got Red, White, and Royal Blue by Casey McQuiston. Very excited for this one. I feel like this is another one that people just love. And it looks like it's going to be a spicy enemies to lovers kind of deal, so love that trope. And then I got One Last Stop by Casey McQuiston, and I guess it's just about a romance that starts on a New York subway. And I'm not gonna lie to y'all, 100% of the reason that I got this is that my parents met on the metro in Paris, and I'm obsessed with my parents' love story, and I think that's such a cute way to meet someone. So when I saw that this was like basically the same kind of premise, I absolutely had to scoop that. All right, on to the next stack here. So first I've got The Inheritance Games by Jennifer Lynn Barnes, and this is a book that our other friend Michelle got Sarah for her birthday last year, and I just assumed that it was a fantasy book because this cover reads very fantasy to me. So I was just like out on it, but I've learned through BookTube that it is actually a mystery with Knives Out energy. I swear to God, I've seen like 10 to 20 people say that this has Knives Out energy and that it's very, very good. So I'm very stoked for this one. I'm gonna see if Sarah wants to book club this in November because I don't think that she's read it yet, but I'm very excited about this. I love Knives Out. It's so underrated. I mean, it's like not underrated, but it is, you know? So very hyped for that one. And then this is Truly Devious by Maureen Johnson. And this is another one where the cover just like sucked me in. I don't know if this is dark academia. I mean, I guess it takes place in Vermont and it's a murder mystery, so I guess that qualifies. I don't know. But very stoked for this one. Possibly putting this in my November TBR as well. Okay, so next I've got Gone Girl by Gillian Flynn, and okay, I know y'all are gonna be like, Domi, what the fuck? But the movie, okay, sure, it's a psychological thriller, but first and foremost, it is a satirical dark comedy, and it's a dark comedy masterpiece at that. Like, it's just, it's so good, and it just drives me crazy that nobody, except for a very select handful of people, see it as a dark comedy. But anyway, so I've never read the book. My dad was listening to the audiobook a couple days ago, and I was like, well, I kind of want to read it to see if the book has the same energy as the movie. But yeah, so anyway. Ooh, okay, so this next one is a fun one. Okay, well, I don't know if it's fun. It seems fun, but it's called The Christmas Murder Game by Alexandra Benedict. I know nothing about this. We were at Barnes & Noble walking toward the register. We looked to our left. We saw this on an end cap, and we were like, say less. Then we read like the 12 clues, 12 keys, 12 days of Christmas, but how many will die before the 12th night? We were hooked. We were hooked. This is 100% going to be our December book club book. Ugh, very excited about this. So next I've got another Christmas book. This is All I Want for Christmas by Maggie Knox. And basically it just looks like it's about a couple, okay, not a couple, two people who are on like an American Idol kind of show, and they get paired up for a duet, and then the fans just love it, so they pretend to be in a relationship to get those votes. So I can only assume it's a fake romance to actual romance trope. Is that the name for that? I feel like there's got to be a better name for that, but yeah, this seems really, really cute. Okay, this next one, okay, this is called The Family Chow by Lan Samantha Chang. And, okay, I say it all the time, but other people's drama is my favorite hobby. And this seems like it's going to be right up my alley. It looks like it's just about a family who owns a restaurant, and there's like a lot of drama and chaos with that, and then the patriarch is murdered. So this seems like it's going to be very, very juicy. This is another one that I don't know like anything about. It's called We Set the Dark on Fire by Taylor K. Mejia, and like the cover is just beautiful. It just sucked me in, and like the little "Let Rebellion Burn" tagline, fuck yes. Yeah, I don't think I even read the back cover. Okay, so she's a student at a school that trains young women to be the perfect wife. So it kind of just sounds like she's like, fuck that, and makes a name for herself. So very stoked for that one. Next, I've got The Lost Apothecary by Sarah Penner. And this is another one with just an absolutely gorgeous cover. Sorry that I didn't take the Target sticker off, just ignore that. But this is one that I started to read at Michelle's house. I read the first chapter or two. And it's very good so far. I'm very much enjoying it. But it just seems like it's a book where douchey men get poisoned. So, you know, what more could we want out of a book, right? But no, I guess it's about this like apothecary in London, and then there are like two different storylines that are somehow interconnected. But yeah, very excited to finish that one. That might be a November read for me. Okay, so next I got The Ex-Hex by Erin Sterling. Don't really know what it's about, but this says a spooky rom-com, so very hyped for that. But yeah, this was recommended to me on my last video, and the cover is super cute, so I was like, say less, add to cart. So next I've got Go Hex Yourself by Jessica Clare, and this was very, very much an impulse buy at Barnes & Noble, but it just seems like a cute, witchy romance, perfect for the fall. And then I've got Legendary by Stephanie Garber. So this is the second Caraval novel, and Caraval is like the only fantasy that I've like genuinely loved. I gave it a 4.75, which is like probably the highest I will ever give a fantasy. Like I just can't see myself giving a fantasy a 5, just because it's like not my thing. But I loved Caraval, and I'm very excited to read the second one. And like the books are just beautiful. It's a trilogy, I believe. Yeah, there's one more after this called Finale. But yeah, Caraval is so good. Cannot recommend it more highly, even if you don't like fantasy. Next, I've got The Atlas 6 by Olivia Blake. First of all, gorgeous cover. Like that black and gold is just, oof. It's doing something to me, but yeah, it's so pretty. So I don't know too much about this one either. I guess it's just about a group of magicians who are competing for a place in a secret society. So very interesting premise. I had not heard of this, but we were at Barnes & Noble and Sarah saw it and just put it in my hand and was like, we're book clubbing this. And I was like, sure, whatever, I'm in. So yeah, I think this will be a fun read. So that was everything for this stack, and I will be back in just a second with the last stack. Okay, so we're on to our last little stack here. So we are finally in the home stretch. So first we've got The 7 Husbands of Evelyn Hugo by Taylor Jenkins Reid. This is another one that was very highly recommended to me. Like everybody loves this book. Like I don't think I've seen one person not absolutely love it. So I'm very stoked to read it. But I guess it's just about a reclusive Hollywood icon and the reporter she hires to write her memoir. So next I've got The Vanishing Half by Britt Bennett, and first and foremost, this cover is just chef's kiss. It is just so cool with like the sisters intertwined. Whoever did this art, 10 out of 10. So basically this is just about a set of twin sisters who are Black and grew up in the South, and one of the twins stays in their hometown and then the other moves away, and she secretly passes for white, and her husband is not aware of her past at all. So it seems like a very interesting story. I'm very intrigued to see why the one sister left in the first place and what all went down with that, and how they reconnect if they even do. I don't know, it just seems like a very interesting book. So very excited for that one. Then I have The Fine Print by Lauren Asher, and this is just another absolutely beautiful cover. So the back doesn't give a whole lot of context to the story, but it just seems like it's an enemies to lovers kind of thing that takes place within the world of theme park production. So that sounds very interesting to me. So very stoked for that one. So next I've got House of Hollow by Crystal Sutherland. And I guess this is just about three sisters in Scotland who go missing, and then when they return, they have no idea what happened, no idea where they went, and their like physical appearance starts to change. And then when they're older, one of them goes missing again, and then it's just like a whole thing. So yeah, it just seems very like eerie and creepy and spooky, and I'm very excited to read this one too. And like this cover, it's just beautiful. Okay, so, okay, next, this is so unhinged. So I've got Wolf Gone Wild by Juliet Cross, and this is another one that just reeled me in with the cover. Like, I just think it's so cute. But I got this because I love Teen Wolf with my whole heart and soul, and the movie is coming out in January, and I just needed something to like fill my werewolf void until then. So I guess this is just about a werewolf who can't turn. So he enlists the help of a witch to, I guess, help him shift back. So yeah, I guess it's like a wolf witch paranormal romance. I don't know. It seems so silly, but I think it'll be a fun read. Right, so this is a bit of a wild card because I am not a nonfiction girly at all, but I got The 90s by Chuck Klosterman, and it's definitely giving textbook, but I majored in media studies, so I do love a good book about like pop culture and media and all that kind of stuff. So even though I did graduate a while ago, I still do like to read books in that realm from time to time. And this is just a deep dive into, I guess, like 90s American culture, and it just seems like a really, really cool book if you are into that kind of thing. So I don't think this is going to be something that I'm going to read in one go, like definitely not, but I'm definitely going to like sprinkle it in here and there when I need a break from other books. So next I got The Sundown Motel by Simone St. James, and this is one that Sarah saw at Barnes & Noble, and so I just picked it up too. And basically it's about a roadside motel in New York, and in the 80s the front desk lady went missing, and so in present day her niece goes to the hotel to try to solve the disappearance, and then shit goes down. So I think that will be an interesting, fun read. And last but not least, I've got The Invisible Husband of Frick Island by Colleen Oakley. I did a terrible job of taking the sticker off, so just ignore that. I'm gonna have to use undo on that later, so just, yeah, disregard. But this was on the bargain table at Books A Million, so it was like $5, so it was a no-brainer. And it just takes place in a small coastal fishing town in New England, and this woman's husband dies when his crab boat capsizes, and then I guess she and the whole town just pretend that he's still alive and just go about like he's still living amongst the town. And a reporter comes to town to cover like the annual fundraiser, but then when he sees this whole town pretending that this man is still alive, he's just like, what the fuck? He feels like that is going to be the story that like launches his journalism career. And I just know feelings are going to get hurt in that book. So I feel like that will be another fun read. So yeah, that is everything for this book haul. I am so sorry about this video. I don't even want to know how long this video is at this point. I've been filming for like 2 days. But yeah, thank you so much for watching. If you made it this far, thank you. You're a real one. I hope you enjoyed the video, and I hope to see you in the next one. Later days.